Right, welcome. My name's Moonlight Mystic, and I just wanted to bring to you this video. This is a video that is focused upon bringing the explanation in terms of birds take flight, and um, it is basically a heart magic transmission that focuses on the evolution of heart energy. Um, Metaphorically, birds, uh, their wings represent the ability to fly, obviously. And flight is what happens when our heart enters into a balanced state of acceptance and trust. When soul evolution heart energy, we are finding the algorithm and the transmission um, that is connected to our soul. And a lot of the imbalances that we feel are because we have not traditionally been encouraged to accept the part of ourself that is spirit, or that world exists. Um, we can accept all kinds of parts of ourselves, but it is this part of ourselves that has been hidden and hidden from ourselves. And um, this is the heart evolution energy, is that we recognize that um, when we begin to make paradigm shifts in our heart, we are actually moving through um, an evolution, and um, and into different levels of transmission in terms of um, the quality and the when we begin to focus the consciousness and we begin to focus the energy on bringing the transmission of soul energy that we organically are, that is connected to our heart and to our spirit. It's not connected to um, the um, the perspective of self that we have integrated um, through illusions and through the presentation of the world reality that we are in. Um, a lot of what we learn by osmosis, and we learn by fear, and but what to resist and what to judge, and so we move into those energies because that is the shadow projected world that we live in. But yes, we can come into greater levels of transmission because we've done that transmission. We understand our humanity. It's got us fucked up. It's got us to this point where people are creating viruses in a lab somewhere in China, and they're escaping into our civilization. And that means that there's a breakdown in the systems and the structures that presuppose that they are entitled to the superior perspective and an order of transmission, or would you say um, the regulators? They regulate our consciousness and our energy to reflect a response to the projected reality that they want from us. And so, yes, we have lived under the shadow, and we have lived in this assimilation, but there is something that is far greater than that, and we begin to tap into that when we understand our heart energy, why we're here, what is our vision, our passion. How can we become a contributor to the new world that acknowledges the governance of the spiritual principle, the new world that acknowledges the importance of the regeneration of the earth and the land, that we have at least a 7-year bracket where we can allow for the land to be farmed naturally, and to begin to monitor the results after those 7 years, because at a heart level we all know the vision. It is the vision is discovered when we actually can tap into our own grief and our own disappointment and our own shadow, because the vision is the yin to the yang. Is the other side of the coin. It's the polarity between the two. And so Birds Take Flight is about finding the balance between the light and the darkness, and trusting the self, trusting the spirit, because we are spirit and we are connected in the heart. We are that movement. We are that transmission, because we are made in the image of spirit. I think what is happening at the moment is that humanity is feeling forced to become the transmission of the world that the governing mind wants to create. But the problem with that is that the heart energy of the people is moving towards a more collective state of heart. We need to make sure that we are not moving into resistance and judgment and fear. We need to be moving into heart energy that is supportive, that is balanced, okay, that is accepting, okay. And we, as the spiritual people and as the collective heart, we speak. And we speak in a language that will be heard, because it is the language of the people. It is the language of the spirit. We, as the collective, must find the governing consciousness, the governing leaders of that consciousness that will present the vision that we want to reflect and transmit and translate. It is time for us to translate and transmit the vision that is in our heart. And we cannot do that until we come out of the shadows. Yes. Because we have been in the shadows, and the shadows are mere illusions. Okay. They are shifting shadows. So, they are the counterbalance of light. They are what allow for us to find more light, because the way it works is that there is a call and a response. There is a projection and a reflection. And if the reflection is not matching the projection, of what was projected, if the reflection is reflecting a higher vision, which is up here, you know, then the only thing that the ones who are projecting can do is create another shift. That is then the reflection. We have to meet with our darkness and with our light. We have to meet with them both. And that is the shadow work. That is the heart magic. That is the revolutionary concepts of the spiritual principle. We are within our own consciousness. We have the mirror neurons, and we reflect. When there is a transmission, that is a transmission that is felt and seen and heard and experienced on so many levels, that goes so deep into our subconscious mind and into the cellular vibration of our bodies. Okay, so when we can own it, we can say, I own my darkness, as hideous as that is. I own my beautiful light, as beautiful as that is. I am both. I accept. I give the full acceptance. I give the full surrender, to my spirit. Because the shadow is just it's not spirit. The shadow is like a counter energy to the light. It is what allows for us to experience humanity and experience the discovery of what is in what we are, the self. And in order for that self, that spirit, to take flight, we need to find the wings that are attached to our heart. We begin to find that movement and that vibration and that frequency. We begin to feel the movement of the heart energy. Okay. And when we feel that movement, we recognize that yes, we find the reflection of the collective self in the common unity of the spiritual principle. When we find that reflection, we take flight. We take flight. That is the point of ignition and activation. We have a lot of work to do as the people. We are the collective heart. We need to form together the vision. They have made their chess move. Now it's our turn. It's our turn. And so when we bring the vision and the reflection of the spirit and of the spiritual principle by which we live, okay, and we say this is law, this is law, there will be consequences for these laws that have been broken. Consequences. And those consequences are not judgment and not you know control and resistance and all this. No. The consequences are you must submit to the heart, to the people, and to the voice of that heart in the vision of the world that we want to reflect. You must listen to the wisdom of the light and the shadow. Listen to the knowledge of your own soul. Listen for the winds of change arising. And listen for the heart that will inspire you. because your heart will speak. Your heart will speak. And when we find the vision that makes sense to our soul, that we want to regenerate the earth, we want to build a future for our children, which means they get educated on the spiritual dimension of our earth and of our existence. That is part of what we learn here on earth. you know and it's focusing on the next generation, and it's focusing on the spiritual principles by which we live. It is building the house, it is building the heart, it is building the vision, because we are the vision. And we can only come into the fulfillment and the completion of that vision as a collective when we understand the balance, and we understand the trust, and we understand that it is more powerful to offer acceptance. Okay, acceptance, and to bring the balance within ourselves, to bring the trust within ourselves, so that we can become the people, the collective. You know, that's the other thing. We have the right to connect, to gather, to connect. The birds take flight together. And so there you go. There you go. Humanity is the light of the world, and humanity is also the darkness. Yet it is only through humanity that we either restore the balance or not. We are here as light workers. We are here as earth defenders, as spiritual warriors. We are here, as the light and the shadow. We of course we fall under the consciousness of the shadow. We fall under its own energy, because there is something deep within us that needs to be rebalanced, and it is the spiritual self. Is the spiritual self that brings the balance. Yes, I could talk about this stuff all day long. So I'm gonna leave it there. That's Birds Take Flight. If you want to check out the Heart Magic transmission, it's just a short video that just kind of goes into some of the principles that I'm teaching. And I hope you enjoyed this session. Blessings, love, and light. Namaste.